Hi! In the previous video I talked about how my trip began and my time spent in Hanoi. In this one I'm going to Sapa. Sapa is the most popular mountain destination in Vietnam and I was hoping to do some hiking, but I still didn't look for any specific trails. The bus trip was very nice with comfortable seats, nice views of the steep rice fields, stop at the bar supermarket and the pilot who was commenting on the trip in English. I arrived in Sapa and I decided to walk to my homestay since there was no Grab there. I booked this homestay much earlier. It had very good reviews and a ridiculous price. Upon arrival, the host Phuoc texted me information of how to get to the place because it was not so simple. The homestay is in the Cat Cat ethnic village. When I arrived, I couldn't find anyone I could talk to check in, but I met in the lobby another guest of the homestay. An Italian guy whose name I don't remember. Let's call him Luca. He told me that it was his last day in this homestay and he was planning to take a short walk in the ethnic village that we were staying at. I left my backpack at the lobby and I joined him. He hated the village. He complained how not authentic it was. I got to agree that the village was prepared for tourists, but I still liked the experience, architecture, nature, and the views as it was rice harvest season. Luca told me about his authentic experiences in Vietnam and his not easy pursuit to eat a dog in there. To be able to do that, he had to earn the trust of the owner of the restaurant. He also showed me his picture of dismembered dogs being sold in the market. I don't like. After the little hike, we decided to grab a banh mi outside of the village. Luca was angrily negotiating the price for 5 minutes as he saw before that banh mi at this place were sold cheaper for locals. Back at the homestay, I met my host Phuoc, because before he was at the doctor's and he got very sick. In the evening, Luca left and the second and only guest of the homestay arrived, Ramon from Switzerland. Ramon had an idea of climbing Fansipan mountain the following day, so I said that I'll join him. Ramon had a bike, but that was convenience for me. We could go to the city easily to get snacks for hiking. We grabbed dinner, came back and went to sleep to wake up early. The morning was quite chilly. We decided to hike the mountain without a guide, which was forbidden, but we found online articles with hacks on how to do it. Key point was to arrive early before the guard of National Park starts working. We went to the beginning of the trail and the guard stopped us. So we retreated. Again, guard, retreat. We had to come up with a new strategy. We will say that we were supposed to meet our guide here, but he hasn't arrived. I even created a note so I can show the guards. We talked to the guards in their cell and told them the story and hoped they would pity us and let us enter the trail. That didn't happen. We went back to the parking and thought of a new strategy. We decided to park the bike on the other parking and go through the forest without any path to meet the trail a little bit further than the official entrance. The forest turned out to be denser and steeper than we expected. After 15 minutes of difficult terrain, I decided that GPS tracking would be useful to try to go back on the same feasible path in case we would fail. It wasn't easy, but with the help of a random lumberjack who showed us an easy way to the trail, we made it to our track and we could continue on the easy path. We didn't want to take the guided tour because in all the available options the trip would last at least 2 days, and we didn't want to spend that much while it was possible to do in a single day. As we hiked, we agreed that if we meet someone on the trail, we will say that our guide and group is behind, so you won't cause any problematic suspicions. I failed to obey that rule at the first occasion, but everything seemed to work just fine, and I got better with the next encounters. Trail was challenging, but fun. We had amazing views, breaks for classic mountain food, meeting friendly Vietnamese electrical workers who shared their meal with us. Also, about that time my camera has refused to cooperate, so from this point on I'm only with my phone. As we were getting closer to the summit, we started to enter the cloud. After the cable car station, we went up the stairs through the temple to reach the summit, where we experienced more satisfying views. On the top, we shared a meal with a French guy, let's call him Pierre, that also went without a guide and overtook us on the way up. Pierre told us of an easier way to avoid the guards at the entrance. We started to go down with the hope that we won't have to go through the jungle of the beginning. Trip down went quite smoothly. We also managed to follow Pierre's instructions to find an easier way out. On the way back, we went to the city for dessert beer and dinner. Next day in the morning, Phuoc prepared a delicious breakfast for us, and I talked to him to cancel my last night at the homestay because I wanted to follow Pierre's advice and go to Hajiang, which wasn't originally in my almost non-existing plan. Phuoc has booked a bus for me and gave me the instructions on how to find it in the city. Now, stay tuned for the video from Hajiang.
Xạo mà